How are you guys? Yes, and here we're back again at the Ask Shauni and Mondi show. And if you didn't know, she is,
I'm Shauni,
and I'm Mondi.
and we've been married for 10 years.
That's right. And today we asked a question on our community page. Can you fully trust after cheating? After a spouse or partner has cheated on you?
It was split 50-50.
Yeah. You know, some people said yes, some people said no. But what I'll tell you is that from the person who's been on the giving end of the cheating,
Oh boy.
yes, I've been there in my past as a younger guy, you know, doing those kinds of things, you know, not really caring about people's feelings too much, you know, 'cause, you just don't, you know, unless you were brought up like that. So I
Right.
won't give an excuse. But really, realistically, though, is like you can't trust. There is no trust after that. I don't think there is because, you know, the person has crossed the line of you know, giving in to their own feelings and their own desires and being selfish to the point where they don't care about how you feel, or, you know, they're just not caring at all. And so, yeah, I don't think that there is. They may act like they've forgiven you, but I don't think so.
Well, you know, I am on this one. I am just not forgiving.
Yeah, I already know about this one. I already know.
But, and however, there can, I feel, for some people, people can be able to fully trust again, but it is going to take a lot. Okay? It is not going to be a thing where you just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and they're going to trust you again. It's a process. You get what I'm saying?
It is a process.
It's going to take you, you know, y'all going to have to sit down and talk about what happened.
You may have to do counseling.
You may. There is no question that you are going to have to do counseling.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going to have to sit down and talk about everything that has happened. You get what I'm saying? You're going to have to give the person some time and space to, like, really think about, is this what they really want to do or not?
And on that point, guys, you cannot be like, man, you ain't over it now.
Nah.
All right, it was in the past.
Nah.
You can't be like that.
Nah.
If you are the person who was the cheater, you cannot rush the process, the healing process for the other person.
No, you can't. And the thing about it too, if you want that person to trust you again or even get close to trusting you again, it's going to have to be full disclosure.
Oh, Lord.
I'm talking about I want everything. You tell me where you are whenever I call.
Yeah.
I want the password to everything. I want the phone password, the TikTok, the Instagram,
Not the TikTok.
YouTube, Facebook. I want your Pinterest password
With the flowers and the...
with the flowers and the crafts. Okay, you don't know? These craft chicks be grimy out here in these streets.
Not the craft chick. Oh, no, not them.
I want the passwords
Lord,
to
yes.
everything. I can. First of all, I ain't the type. For me, it's betrayal.
Yeah.
Okay, I cannot get over betrayal. I'm sorry, I just cannot get over betrayal. But some people can. Hi, Nicole.
Hey, nigga.
Yes, ma'am. The crowd chicks.
You gotta watch out for
Thirsty
them.
out here in these streets, okay? So you got to have full disclosure. You gotta talk about every freaking thing.
Yeah.
And you got to be an open book.
Yeah.
Right? I am not had to go. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. I'm glad to see you.
Listen, I know what it is, man. It's like you as a guy, we want it to be over. We want you to forget about it. We want you to just leave it alone. Okay, we're done. You forgive me? Once you say you forgive the guy, he expects that to be it.
No.
But not knowing that there is a healing process that goes on and that, you know, there's going to be more to it. So,
You know, like I said on the doggone one of the cheater
the Cheaters
videos
episode,
that
guys,
we
if you
did.
haven't seen the Cheaters episode, go back and look at that. That's going to give you some insight to what we're talking about.
Man, let me tell you what. They can't be like, it's you ain't over it yet. I mean, it's been 2 years. I don't give a doggone if it's been 20. You committed the crime.
Not the crime.
You do the time. Do you understand that? So it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to. He has to be, and she has to be. Her too has to be an open book.
Yeah.
They need to know what. And listen, if you don't want the relationship, then just say that,
That's
because it's gonna have to be full disclosure at the end of the day. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to have to be like that, and which is uncomfortable for guys because we want like our privacy. We don't like too many people in our business.
Too bad.
And to give that up is a sense of vulnerability, which is a good thing, because if a guy has crossed that mark with you and he's given up his passwords to his phone, to his Instagram, his Facebook, his IG, his Snapchat, his WhatsApp,
Don't forget Pinterest.
his Pinterest, not the Pinterest
I ain't
chick.
playing.
If he is giving up those things, or she, by the way, if they have given up those passwords to you, that means that they are willing to make the next step, and they're considering your feelings, and that they're going to take you into consideration in everything that they do.
Yes, indeed. But what about this? Because I've been thinking about guys cheating, right?
Okay.
I think that guys cheat just as much for emotional reasons as they do for just like opportunistic reasons.
Opportunity, yeah. I think so too. Because if a guy's, believe it or not, guys do have emotions, by the way. We do have emotions. We just don't express them the same way. Women, and this is not all women, just so don't beat me up, in the comments about all women. I don't speak for all women.
Are emotional.
Right, but a lot of women do, express their emotions through tears and through pain and stuff like that. Whereas guys, we express our emotions a lot of times through anger, and because we weren't taught or trained on how to deal with our emotions, so we express them differently. And so yes, guys do cheat for emotional reasons as well as opportunity if their emotional needs are not being met. And we don't even know when our emotional needs are not being met.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
We haven't identified with why we're not being satisfied emotionally in a relationship.
There's something missing.
There's just something missing, and then somebody happens to come along and they are offering something different, and you're like, oh, that's different.
Oh, they talking good.
And then opportunity,
they talking real
yes,
good.
and then opportunity meets that, and then before you know it, there's a cheating situation going on.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, it could be.
But I don't get how you, in the middle of it, okay, you don't feel guilt. Like, even when you about to get ready to crank it up, you don't feel guilt, I'm saying?
You gotta think of it like how Lil Wayne said in one of his songs, after I come to my senses. That's when they feel the guilt.
What?
Sorry about that.
What?
It's afterwards. That's when they feel the guilt. It's
Wow.
afterwards.
Wow. Nicole, did he try it? Did he try it just then, Nicole? Stop playing.
It's afterwards you feel the guilt. While you're in the midst of it, you don't care about nothing, because you remember that prefrontal cortex has been shut off from reason. This is where the reasoning center is.
I know.
And emotion, and when the sex drive takes over, it shuts off the reasoning center. And so you do not reason. You don't say this is good, this is bad. You just say I want it now.
Wow.
Sorry.
So right, like, so then so at the end, then what are you feeling like at the end? Like after it's all over with and you on the way home, what do you feel? Cause you cheated, I did. I mean, I've had an emotional affair, but not
which is just as bad, but not as bad, if you get what I'm saying.
Right.
You haven't done the act, but you've committed yourself emotionally.
Exactly. But afterwards, how y'all, like, what's the process of feeling? Like, when you finished, y'all gone y'all separate ways, you on your way home. First of all, you're stinking coming in the door.
You got to carry wipes with you.
Yeah, Yeah, see, now we thinking that far in advance.
No, we don't think like
No,
that. Guys don't think like that.
What that smell? Right. own it, doggone it. But so, okay, back to it.
What are we thinking?
What are you thinking? What's the feeling?
Depending on how we feel in our relationship. If our relationship is salvageable, then we're like, delete her number. She never calling us back, and we'll never see it, and that was a one night thing. If he's emotionally tied to the chick, then he's going to figure out a way to keep her involved, or keep her on the line. He's going to feed her excuses. He's going to tell her, look, man, in my relationship, we ain't doing so well.
Oh, don't they know?
You know what I'm saying? We sleep in separate rooms.
We about to divorce.
We about to divorce.
Then we not together anymore. We just meet up for the kids.
Yes.
The regular excuses.
Yes. And so there'll be separation between her and the wife or the spouse or the partner. So there's definitely going to be separation, and he's going to, or she's going to absolutely maintain separation. Because if any time y'all even get close to, it's over.
You ain't gonna be able to do that, though, bro. I'm sorry. That's how come they get caught all the time.
Guys,
you ain't gonna make it separate. Because guess what? Now the side chick is caught feelings.
She's caught feelings.
Okay?
Yes.
And now she's trying to figure out, she's going through your phone. You mess around and leave it on. She gonna go in there and get your wife. No, let me tell you something. This happened to me. I'm telling you, this happened to me. What do you say? Don't be telling lies.
Straight up lying.
This happened to me. Let me tell you what happened. My ex, okay, because I was married before, and my ex-husband, this is what he told me. Because let me tell you something. I don't play no games. He says to me, you know, because I was miserable, and I figured that he was cheating. Okay? And so I said, what can I do to get out of this relationship? Because I'm a good Southern girl, right? You have a child, you know, you try to work it out. You try to, stay married, but I'm not down with the misery, okay? Plus, I felt like he was cheating, right? So I slacked off on my duties, quote unquote, as a wife. And he tells me one day, well, if you don't do what you supposed to do, somebody else will. And I'm thinking in my mind, exactly.
He didn't know he was being set up. That's the crazy thing.
That's exactly what I want you to do. And you know what I told him? I said, I don't know if you cheating. I said, somebody either gonna call me, you gonna catch a disease, somebody gonna get pregnant, or a combination of all three. And that's exactly what happened. Got a call at 2:00 in the morning.
Lord have mercy.
First thing she said on the other line was, what you want to know about your husband? I said, what do you have to tell me?
Lord have mercy. And that just goes to the point that when it comes to cheating, guys are not really that smart.
No.
We're not, because we're creatures of habit.
Right.
And women are very, from what I learned, are very detailed and can pick up on subtle changes in guys' behavior.
Absolutely.
So if a guy starts
you
doing...
come in, your drawers on backwards.
What? What is he, 10?
Happened.
That's in a rush.
Yep.
That's when you're in a rush. You
Yep.
put your drawers on backwards.
Drawers on backwards. Why are your drawers on backwards? What is going on?
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. We're creatures of habit.
You got... He can get some tail and he can't.
You see?
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, girl?
We're creatures of habit, and when we break those habits, that's when we expose ourselves and our weaknesses and, and our changes in our behavior. You know, the old thing where we putting on different cologne. That's simple. We guys have
Come
got
home
hip to that.
stinking.
Come home stinking. Dang.
Come home stinking.
That means she wasn't smelling too good.
Smelling like cootie pot. No, you know the smell.
Yeah.
You know the smell of sex.
The sex smell.
The sex smell. Something ain't right here. You get what I'm saying?
We're just not that good at that.
No.
Women,
man.
if they wanted to, and they are in a lot of instances, better at that game than men, because they can maintain the poker face. Guys, we can't maintain.
Yeah, and another thing too, a lot of times when they're cheating with the side dude is less likely to be emotionally attached like the side chick.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
He's less like
Because he's not tied to his emotions.
Right.
Okay.
He's more in it for, the sex.
The sex.
So he's more willing to maintain the secrecy a lot of times. Then y'all don't pick up on. See, y'all don't even barely notice when we get a new hairdo.
Right.
Y'all ain't gonna notice when the female is cheating. Really.
And we won't even attribute that as to something different.
No.
Whereas if a guy gets his hair cut on the wrong day,
yes,
y'all looking at us like,
you get your hair cut on Tuesday. What you getting your hair cut on a Friday evening for? Friday evenings is for going out, and you ain't going out with me. So where you going?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
let
there's a lot of work
me find out.
There's a lot of work that needs to be done with us. We're not that good at it.
Yes, indeed. Let me ask you this. So, would you be able to get over it if somebody had an emotional affair and not a physical?
Me personally, no, I would not be able to get over it immediately, because that means your heart is given to that person. They've got your heart. They don't even need your body at that point. The body is secondary. If they've got your heart, that means you are totally detached from me. And you
No, they
tell me what you think. Let me hear your point of view on this.
not totally detached from the current relationship.
Okay.
Just strained from the relationship, right? And you're looking for somebody, because I've had an emotional affair before.
Okay.
Okay? You're looking for somebody to fulfill the emotional needs that are not being met by your current relationship, right? Because a lot of times, especially guys who haven't been taught how to, or who's not mature enough to know how to carry on a conversation and communicate properly. He doesn't know how to respond well to your talk, telling him what you need, right?
Because we weren't brought up that way. Most of us.
A lot of times, right? So we need that, okay, for us to be in love, or for us a lot of times to get deep and really want the sex. We need that emotional attachment. We need that emotional bond. So when you're not giving it to us, especially, somebody looking real right, come up, saying the right thing.
You mean Jody? Jody got your girl? Oh, that's old school. I'm sorry, I done dated myself.
Look here. I was lost for a second too. I was like, Jody, who Jody is?
You know Jody. He's that dude. He knows how to put the game down. He can talk to your girl in a way that's going to touch her emotionally. Jody is not a person. He's a metaphor for all those guys who know how to talk to your woman.
I got you.
And make her feel a certain way and remind her of all the things that you are not doing.
Right. Exactly. Dead on. So when you are, I ain't gonna lie, I almost did it. I almost went there physically, because when you have attached to somebody emotionally, then quite naturally the next step is physical. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But me myself personally, he got you too, girl. They got me too, girl. Not in this relationship, but another relationship. Yes. I'm good,
Hey, listen, there's some guys out there that are real smart with their game.
Oh,
and they are on it.
Oh, yeah.
And they waiting
and
for a guy
if you
to
have
slip
a man,
up.
even better.
Yeah.
That means that, they just
challenge.
got to give you, they just got to give you the game at that point, and they ain't got to do, too much extra, like spending extra time with you.
Right.
Because you're not going to have time, because you got a whole relationship. A lot of times you got kids that, and you have a full life, so y'all can meet up on the side, so even better.
Yeah.
Because he ain't got to do too much.
That's a damn shame.
You get what I'm saying? But, but emotions do play a big part.
Yes.
In us women, but I wouldn't be able to forgive an emotional affair.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wouldn't be able to.
It's too much, man. Because that means it's. I think it's over.
Yeah.
Unless the guy has somehow suddenly attached,
Miraculously.
figured out where his his strength comes from, and
Yeah.
is like, baby, please, and I'll do better than that, because that's lame. But he's broken down.
Yeah.
He needs to break down and talk to the woman, and at that point, there may be an open door for a conversation.
Yeah, but see, that's where counseling comes in. People tend to run away from counseling, especially in the black community. It's like we can work it out ourselves, or we go to the pastor. You know, a lot of times, sometimes they'll.
Nothing wrong with the pastor,
they be
but a lot of times well, that's true, but there's nothing wrong with the pastor if they are qualified to give that kind of guidance.
Right.
Because a lot of times they'll just use, and I'm not speaking of all pastors, so don't come at me if y'all have a pastor that you're passionate about. But a lot of times they'll just use the Bible in a sense as a way to guide the relationship when there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
There needs to be something extra to
And
it.
there has to be a human aspect.
There has to be a human aspect.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
To like kind of feel what the other person feels.
Those
instead
pastors
of just,
who can do that are
you,
good at, yeah,
right.
yeah.
And there are some, that I've actually personally talked to that were good at that sort of thing, but also talked to some that wasn't so good at it. Just
Slick
work
really.
it out, and the Bible says this, and the Bible says that, and you got.
Don't do that.
They give you a sermon, and you like, oh, but that.
Right. It needs to be meaningful to you and help in a way that you can get it and be like, okay, because if it's just a matter of going to a Bible verse and saying, the man should cleave to his woman or something like that, that doesn't give you any kind of real definition of what that means.
Yeah.
I
need for you to ask the questions, right? Ask the appropriate questions.
All the hard questions.
Yes, hard questions, and do some digging and make us come up with the whole, what's actually wrong.
Yeah.
We need to get to the core of the matter. We need to figure out, okay, when you strayed, what was it in particular that made you stray? And don't tell me she ain't having sex like she used to.
Right. She doesn't do this for me in bed.
She doesn't massage my feet, or she doesn't cook as much as she used to because she worked, right? It's a lot of times it's way deeper than that. Now sometimes God is just purely opportunity for them, right? And then in those situations, it is going to be impossible to come back from, right? Because he didn't have a reason.
Yeah.
So if there is no reason, there is nothing to fix.
Yeah, and you got a person who just off the whim will just cheat off of opportunity.
Yes.
You got a daggone sociopath then, because why are you cheating?
Or they don't care about you as much as you think that they do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, just because a guy tells you he loves you, oh yeah, man, I love you, I love you, I love you. A lot of times, if they can't be vulnerable in the situation that they're in with you, or they feel like they can't be vulnerable, it's difficult to get deeply in love with somebody if you cannot be vulnerable with them.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
True.
So, if they just go out and look back to what I was saying, if they go out and just cheat on a whim, it was no reason in particular, then that's impossible to fix, right? Because if he did it once, he'll do it again.
Sure, he's just looking for opportunities.
He's just right. And so if you take him back, you give a little space and then take him back, you bet your bottom dollar he is going to do it again. And don't mess around and take him back a second time and think that there is an opportunity for him to change his ways. It is not going to happen. No. Let me just tell you, it's not going to happen. He is going to keep doing, because what happens in the mind of a person, even after the first time that they have cheated, and you take them back, you spend a couple of weeks off, right? Mm-hmm. You say, well, I miss them, and I'm going to go ahead and take them back. In their minds, vulnerability is very, very important.
Yes.
It is key for falling in love with the person that you're with. Yes. Vulnerability is. But if you go take him back, right? Let's just say a couple of weeks have gone by and he, baby, baby, please, please, baby, baby, please, 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 baby, baby, I'll never do it again. And you miss them and you take them back, all right? What's in their mind is like, oh, that was easy.
Yes. No consequences.
There was no consequences for their actions, right? And so you bet your bottom dollar he is going to feel like, or she is going to feel like, well, you know, they took me back that easy. I can do it again. And fool around and take them back a second time. You have just set yourself up for a lifetime of cheatation.
Yes.
Okay? Because at that point, they like, oh, they love me. They just going to keep taking me back.
Yeah.
And the only way that they are not going to do this anymore is if you leave them.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And I would add to that, if you are in a situation where you are the person who's been cheated on, you need to start figuring out a way to, and I hate to say it, to get out of the relationship. And this is not a way to say that you need to immediately leave, but you need to start putting things in place.
Yeah.
You need to, if you don't have your own bank account, get your own bank account.
Yeah.
If you don't have a job, start finding a job.
Start stacking.
You need to start
you get
stacking
that grocery money. Start piecing off
whatever
a little
it
of
is.
that grocery money.
If you're in a position of, I hate to say weakness, but if the person that's cheating is the person who's in a position of power, you need to figure out how you can get your power.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. Especially if they just cheat.
Yes.
And I mean, there is no reason. A lot of times it's like, well, I mean, I'm sorry. I said I was sorry. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting down asking him, what is the problem? Why do it? They don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
They don't want to be open.
At that point,
They
it's
don't
a
want.
wrap.
Come on, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Ain't no sense in keep on and continuing that whole cycle, right? Because you're blocking your blessings.
Yeah. And sometimes women in particular, are in a position where they have kids and they don't want to break up the relationship because of the kids.
Yes.
And this is a hard one. And this is a real hard one for a lot of people to grasp. But you have to try to figure out a way to get out of that relationship, because what you're showing the kids is that it's okay for a person or man or woman to cheat on you.
Absolutely.
So you cannot instill that in them and give them that to carry on in their life, because they're going to carry it with them.
I've been in a situation where I've had to do that. Okay, but I had to choose myself and my happiness instead of arguing and fussing and fighting all the time, because I say this, children would rather be from a broken home than a home that is a detriment to their mind and their emotions.
Yeah.
Okay? Right?
True.
If y'all are hollering and hooping and fussing all the time,
Moving
or
furniture.
y'all can't stand each other, or you are teaching them that this is what relationship looks like.
And this is what we do.
This is what you have to look forward to. And I've been in situations where folks is hollering and screaming all the time. They can't stand each other. I'm like, why don't y'all just split, for God's sakes? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or in situations where the emotions just, I mean, they was like two ships sailing in the night. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Right? Because it is better for them to be separated in two separate homes than to see that turmoil on a daily basis, right? Because then they grow up. And then they start in their relationships.
Yes.
And then you have little girls. Little girls is saying, oh, well, this is how it is in my household. My mama accepted this, so this is what I can expect from a man. You don't want that. You definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
And will they miss their parent? Yes, indeed, they will miss their parent. But what you do in that situation is you figure out how to co-parent well.
Yes. Yeah. It's hard, man. It's a hard choice, and I'm not going to sit here and talk and say that it's easy for a woman to do that, or even for a guy to do that.
It's
to
not.
give up
It's not.
that bond that you guys have, because it's not all bad.
No.
There are good times in those, even in the relationships where there's cheating and stuff going on. There's good times, and that's where I think parents, and particularly women, struggle with.
Yep.
It's like, man, we had such good times.
Get back to those good
And
times.
they want to resolve that, and they want to get it back, but when you got a person who's cheating and they are not, or they're abusive, or whatever it is that's causing the disruption in the relationship, you have got to figure out a way to get out, stack your bread.
Yeah.
You know, if it means, you know, going back to school or doing something that's going to put you in a position of power where you can leapfrog and get out.
Exactly, Nicole.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying to this, it's difficult, right? But I would rather move on and be happy and have my children in a position that they are happy than to spend 10, 20 years unhappy. Can you imagine spending now 10, 20 years just miserable? What kind of life is that? And what kind of life is that for a child? That's just like if somebody is beating on you and you thinking to yourself, oh, well, I want to stay with them for the kids. No, the kids are seeing it. And then when the son repeated with his girlfriend, or the daughter goes and she was like, well, me and I supposed to beat you. That's how they show they love you. My daddy beat my mama. That ain't what you want.
No, it ain't what you want at all.
You want to be in a loving situation or happy situations because kids can feel that energy.
Yeah.
They can feel that energy.
You can absolutely feel that energy.
I know I felt it. I felt when energy was off, when energy was bad, when energy was negative, and it made me miserable as a child. You get what I'm saying? So I, even as a child, was thinking, Jesus Christ, won't you just split?
Golly.
I mean, for real, because I'm like, it is better. I've been in situations where I, would be with a grandmother and I felt at peace.
Okay,
But would be in a situation with a married couple in my family, and I'd be scared to freaking death in the house that they're gonna, at any moment, somebody is gonna erupt and somebody is gonna go the heck off, right? So it's the same thing with a cheating situation, right? Especially if it hurts you to your core. And this person, like I said, this person is not remorseful, okay? They're not willing to be an open book. They're not willing to get counseling. They're not willing to do what it takes because there are situations. See what I'm saying? A lot of us have, girl. A lot of us have grown up in hell in our relationships. And that's how come we don't want to repeat the same thing for our children.
No.
You get what I'm saying? So, like I was back to what I was saying is that when you are in a situation where a person is not remorseful, they are not an open book, they're not willing to do what it takes to get past that cheating, you get what I'm saying? Then they don't give a doggone.
Yeah, and it's hard, especially if you got your emotions tied into it. If the sex is good, you fearful about missing the sex, and you fearful. You know how that is.
It's good out there everywhere.
It's good out there, but then you have to go through the process of finding the good. Then you know what I mean. But like a lot of people don't want to give up the sex. They don't want to give up the comfort. They don't want to.
Y'all don't want to give up the sex. We want y'all to do what it takes to make us feel good.
Yes, true.
Emotionally. You get what I'm saying? Here you go thinking about the sex.
I'm saying.
Yes, that is a part of it.
This is what ties.
That is a part of it, but for a lot of times for us, it's more about the good times. You get what I'm saying?
True.
It's more about man, we used to have this, and that. I want to get back to that time, but at some point, you have to realize it ain't gonna happen.
Yes, but
especially that person is not willing to change.
Here's what happens though: the guy comes in, or girl, whoever it is, they come in. They know they wronged you. They know they cheated, and they catch you in a position of vulnerability, and you're crying and hurting, and they know how to smooth it over, and they hugging and kissing. And before you know it, you have makeup sex. Makeup sex is the worst for trying to build back a relationship because it puts emotions back into it that just mess with the reasoning.
Well, it's the worst when they have cheated and then you need a moment to try to figure stuff out because now at that point y'all back together.
You're back together. Right. You didn't have that break.
Nah.
That break.
You need a break to really think about things, and that's the reason that people don't want to separate. Like if they have problems, it's like cheating and other issues and control, they don't want to separate, and they don't want you to separate from them because they know if they give a person time to think about things, right? You might come to the conclusion that, you know what? Master manipulators, absolutely. They will come to the conclusion that, wait a minute now, they might think about that thing and go, you know what? I kind of don't mind being by myself right now. I kind of like being away from the turmoil.
Yeah.
I kind of like being away from the misery. You know what I mean? And then you might really, truly end things.
Yeah.
And so that's the reason that they do that whole, the makeup sex so that you can, stay stuck. Because you know darn well by the time y'all have sex, y'all back together.
Back together, yeah.
Okay? And you ain't had time to think about it. You haven't had time to process what just happened to you, right? And so this whole thing with this, like I said, I'm not the one for the cheating. I mean, some people can get through it.
Yeah.
Okay? And I know that some people can get through it, right? It just takes, like I said, a number of things for the cheater to have to do in order to work through it and gain the trust of the person that they cheated on. But you have to somehow separate. Even if you're in the same house, you're going to have to somehow at least sleep in separate rooms or something, right? So you can get your mind in order.
True.
No?
Yeah, you have to have separation. If there's no separation, then you're going to be right back in the same mode, and that person who cheated is going to think it's all good. Everything is resolved. Life goes on. But you, in the back of your mind, if you're the person who's been cheated on, you're still hot. You're smoking. And you can't express that because you've already given in with the sex. You've given in to sex.
Who can't express it?
What?
Who can't express it?
Well, they're not expecting you to express it.
Sure, yes we can. We can. Let me tell you something.
Go on, tell it.
Everybody has moments of weakness. Okay, it might been a minute, and you ain't had it right, and you had a moment of weakness, and you had the sex. Okay?
Not the sex.
The sex. So, at this point, though, you're going to have to separate your body from your mind.
Oh, from your heart.
From your heart. Thank you. That's a good one. And say to yourself, I have got to create a separation between us so that I can go over this and process this in my mind.
What's happened to me.
Right, what's happened to me in my mind, because if you don't and you carry on the way that you're carrying on, the level of resentment that you are going to have for that person is going to be insanity. And then they're going to, you're going to be walking by mad, slamming cabinets, slamming
not
doors.
Even knowing why you doing it.
Why you ain't flush the toilet? Why you squeeze that toothpaste like that? Why you chew so loud? Ooh, you get on my nerves chewing loud like that.
Damn.
Why you chew bubblegum and walk at the same time? I can't stand it.
You're multitasking.
Right? But it's not about all the problems, all the little bitty things. It's the fact that you haven't dealt with the issue at hand.
The unresolved issue of the cheating.
That's the cheating. And even if you do get back with them, right, after you had time to process, after, you guys have discussed things like what happened, get to the core of it, go to counseling, go through that whole thing. You do need a moment of separation. Take a moment of separation, whatever you do. Like I said, even if you're living in the same home, thank you for the thumbs up. Even if you live in the same home, you're going to have to at least sleep in separate rooms.
Or on a couch or something.
And tell him, look, I need some space. Or tell her, look, I need some space. Okay? I have to be able to process what's going on, right? And what happens is when you process what's going on, you have time. Now, especially if they've cheated more than one time.
Oh, Lord.
Because for me, that's a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
You have become a habitual cheater at this point.
You're habitual.
Okay?
After one,
You're
habitual.
You have become a habitual cheater. And you need some time and space to rethink that thing. You need like, hold on, I need some space.
Yeah.
Because if they cheated a second time,
Yeah.
I think it's going to happen the third.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times people don't want to tell themselves that he said it's going to change. She said it's going to change. It's not going to happen. You know intellectually that this is going to happen again. So that is why you need space.
Yeah.
Because when you are with somebody all up under them and in their space all the time, it is hard to separate your emotion from your mind.
Yeah. It is.
And you need time to separate your emotion from your mind, right?
True.
Because you don't think clearly when your heart is involved.
No.
Okay? That's why we need the separation. That's why you have to create separation so that you can think of what you want to do next. And a lot of times people will find, you know what? This ain't so bad.
Well, guys, we don't want the separation.
I know you don't want the separation.
If we're the cheaters, we don't want the
I know
separation. We
you
know
want
what
separation.
that means. We know what that means. She's gonna get with her girlfriends. She's gonna get with somebody, a co-worker.
Now, me in her ear.
Somebody's gonna be in her ear.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want the separation because we know that is it.
Mm-hmm.
That's doomsday for the person who's cheated.
It can be.
But what I'm saying is we don't want to allow that to happen because that's going to pull them further away.
But true or untrue, should they?
No, they should.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, as a guy or the girl who's cheated,
Yeah.
we don't want the
no,
separation.
of course not.
We don't
No.
want it because
No.
that means it's a wrap.
No.
That person has already found somebody else. The coworker, like you said, the coworker.
What you mean found somebody else?
In thought.
Oh.
In thought. They've
They've already moved on.
They moved on in their mind, like, okay, I'm over this.
Yeah.
Even though they may still be going through the day-to-day of the house and the life and the family and, drop the kids off, picking the kids
They
up.
emotionally gone.
They're emotionally gone
Yeah.
and they're mentally gone.
Yeah.
They may be there in their body.
Yeah.
And they may even still engage in sex and stuff like that with the person who
Yeah.
cheated.
Yeah.
But they are gone and they're trying to figure out a way to get out.
That's why it's important to create, like I said, after somebody is cheated, that's why it's important to create the separation so you can separate your heart from your mind so that
Yeah.
you can have a clear understanding of what it is that you want and what you desire, or even if you want to work on it.
Yeah, you might want to work on it.
Yeah, because some people,
Yeah.
yeah.
You might want to work on it. It might be worthwhile
Yeah.
to work on it
Yeah.
because there's potential there. You see something in that person that's like, man, I know what they did, but
Yeah.
there is something more to this person.
Indeed.
It may be immaturity. It may be that, it was just
That was lacking something
it was
in
lacking
your
something,
relationship.
maybe something that we weren't giving,
Yeah.
or whatever it was, and you try to figure that out, and you do those things.
Yeah.
And then if it still happens, in spite of that, then it's not you.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of times, like I said, it's a lot of times it can be saved, right? And depending on the person that you're with, right? If they are truly, truly sorry, if they are truly, truly sorry for what they did and they regret what they did, then they will do what it takes. And for however long that it takes to get your relationship back on the right path. You get what I'm saying?
And it goes back to what you said of being open,
Yeah.
giving up passwords. Because that's the gateway. Nowadays, in this day and age, and back in my day, we didn't have internet. We didn't
I
have
had them phone calls.
we had phone calls.
Y'all had the ding 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 ding. Okay.
We didn't have that. We didn't have social media.
Yeah.
Where it was so easy for you to get access to a woman anywhere in the entire world. Now with social media, you can get access to a woman or a guy anywhere in the entire world in seconds.
Absolutely.
And so cheating can happen so quickly. And you know what I mean? Now it's like you don't even have to wait. You can just go ahead and hit him back, respond.
Absolutely.
Boop. And a guy, If a woman responds back to a guy who's on social media, he is like, uh-oh, got him.
Ding, 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 ding. Check, 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 check. Got me one. Fing. Will him on
Reel him
in.
in. And the woman, she might want that. She might want to try. She might be in a position where she's like, I'm tired of this dude cheating.
Yeah.
Or this girl cheating on me. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to find something different.
Yeah.
And so she hits up that person who's like been liking her pictures all this time, you know, commenting on her pictures. And so that's where the opening is. The social media now creates an opening where you can just talk to anybody, anywhere, any time of the day.
That's why I say, if you want to work on that thing, I need the password to everything.
Gotta have it.
People that have nothing to hide nothing. Okay? Please remember that. People that have nothing to hide nothing. Now, if somebody is trying to hide something from you, believe me, they have something to hide.
Yes.
Okay? So if you in a situation where somebody has cheated on you and they really, really want to work it out, they got to give up them passwords.
Gotta give it up.
Like I said, I want the password to your Pinterest.
Yes. I still can't believe
Nicole, what I say about them crafty women, them arts and craft women, they be shifty out here in these streets. Trying to tell you.
They hit you with that quilt.
Boy, what you talking about? With your name embroidered on it? I tell you
Lord.
what.
Yes. So yeah, you gotta give up everything. That's part of the vulnerability, is opening up yourself to that other person.
Yeah.
Your internet. I mean, your passwords to your social media. The password to your phone. That's a hard one for a lot of guys to do.
I'm the type.
Just to even give up the password to the phone, let alone the social media.
I'm the type that'll give you melatonin and put your fingerprint on it when you sleep.
Not the melatonin. Hit him with that 10 milligram.
Go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't play with me. I'm gonna find out the information that I need to find out.
Yeah. Lesson, guys, if you're watching, guys, don't put yourself in a position like that. Don't even do it, because women are more crafty than you think. And
Yes.
They'll be looking crazy out in these streets.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Somebody said to me the other day,
Oh, Lord.
it was a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted me as an alibi.
Oh, Lord.
Right? Good friend. Okay? I will not ever say who it is.
Right.
But they wanted me as an alibi.
Okay.
They wanted to know if so and so call you, can you tell them that I'm with you? Now, good friend now. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
You gotta cut
No, ma'am. You will not get me involved with that. I'm sorry. I am not that friend.
That's conspiracy.
That's conspiracy. Folks go to jail for conspiracy, bro.
Yes. Conspiracy carries a heavier penalty.
You
than
get what
actually
I'm
committing the
saying?
crime.
You get what I'm saying? You in the car, I'm in the car with you, and you commit the crime. I'm going to jail too, bro. No. I am not going to mental and emotional hell because you want me as an alibi.
Yeah.
Ain't doing. Would you do it?
No, I would not do it. I mean, I got too much to lose.
Yeah.
I got way too much at stake for that. That's like, giving up your whole your trust to someone you don't even know what it is that they're doing. They could have robbed a bank. They could have killed somebody.
They want to go to the hotel and trying to tell you. They want to meet up with their side dude.
Oh, no. That's just too
I
much
was
lying.
like,
Too much lying involved.
bruh,
There's too much lying
no.
involved. Character-wise, there's just too much lying involved.
No. I can't do it. I can't do it for you.
I'm not perfect, but I won't compromise on character like that.
No. My integrity and my character are way.
To sleep good at night.
I need to sleep like a baby on the pillow, slop. Okay, coming out the
I would rather
side.
sacrifice our friendship in that moment than to be worried about a lie that I'm told to get you out of some nonsense.
Yeah, see, I'm not that ride or
Sorry.
die friend.
Sorry, guys, if we friends and you hear this.
No. I'm not that kind of ride or die.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That's-
I'm like the one that will snatch off earrings and fight.
Yeah, she put the black Vaseline on. She do all that.
But my morals and integrity and my character are much more important to me.
Yes.
And for me as a friend, I'm the friend that you call when you about to do something stupid and then I talk you out of it.
Yes, that's a.
I'm that friend.
Look, you really want to do this?
Yeah, that's different friends for different stuff.
You need different friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so I thought that was an interesting situation. So I was just like, would you do something like that? Would you, if your boy call you and wanted to cheat on his wife?
No. Because if he's my boy, that means I know his wife.
Uh-huh.
And that means I'm going to see his wife at some point, at some time. And I gotta look her in her face
And be like,
and know that I lied to her.
now you just don't know. They just went to the hotel the other night and I can't even say nothing.
Come on, man.
No, that's
Come on.
too much.
That's
bro.
too much. That's too much strength.
That's too much heavy on your
If he's
heart.
my boy, I know his wife. For me to call him my boy, that means I know his family.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that.
That is a lot.
And I'm going to talk you out of it.
Yeah, I'm that friend. I'm totally that friend. I'm a friend that'll talk you out of it, right? Let me. I got this thing to ask you about this too.
Okay.
When guys, let's just say they're out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's an attractive woman that's looking at them and smiling, right? You are in, don't raise your eyebrow like you ever would see an attractive anything out in the streets, okay? Because I am Nook if you buck. Okay? Nook if you buck. I'm buck. And I will know. But look,
Okay.
if there's a, like, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you've been through the whole cheating thing,
Yeah.
okay? And so there is a woman out, attractive. She's giving you the eye as a guy. I'm just saying as a guy in general.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's smiling, right? And she comes up to you and speaks.
Mm.
What do you say? How would that whole... See, because if you have a woman and you have a woman, my thing is that you speak, you say hello, and you keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why is it that certain guys will be like, yes, indeed. Okay. Why is it that a guy will just like push past the point of the hello, knowing that they have a woman or a wife at home? All you had to do was say, how you doing? Get your little latte and go on out the coffee shop.
Well, it could be a couple of things. If the person is in a position of sales and they're talking to the person that could be a potential connection or network.
Don't give me that nonsense and foolery.
You could be
Don't
networking.
give me that nonsense and foolery. Networking.
You could be networking. I'm trying to give you an example. I'm answering the question.
Bruh.
He may see, okay, a lot of times it's attraction. First off,
Networking.
for a guy to
Networking,
accept,
all right.
for a guy to accept a woman's advances in any position, it's usually an attraction in some way.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So first there's the attraction, and then the business mind may kick in if he's a business person, right? And then he'll think, okay, can I convert this person into a sale, or can this person lead me to a sale? If that's not the case, then that means he's pursuing something different, right? If you've already, because guys will figure this out in their mind quickly. All right, they're not a networking possibility. They're not a sales possibility. They can't help me in my business. There's nothing there other than they're attractive, and they're paying attention to me.
There is nothing there other than they're attractive.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you the rundown of how guys process stuff.
That's what I'm saying. One time, there's certain people that can get over it, like I said, and they have to be not only remorseful, but willing to do the work.
Yes.
that it takes
Yes.
in order to gain your trust back. And because there have been many of people that somebody cheated once, and a lot of times it was just a lacking in the relationship.
That's not an excuse, though.
That's not an excuse. No, it's not an excuse. But there was a lacking, and they felt, weak. Okay, instead of solving the relationship problem inside of the relationship, they went outside of the relationship seeking. Okay. And sometimes they don't even seek. Sometimes there are women that are just nice and they'll talk to them, and next thing you know, they're talking about this, that, and the third. Next thing you know, they're talking about their relationship. Next thing you know, they meeting for lunch. They give each other a hug. Next thing, that hug get tighter. You know how it goes. You know how the whole thing.
From the church hug.
From the church hug.
To the friendship hug. To the two-handed hug.
To the two-handed hug.
To the waist touching.
To the waist touch. To the hug. Next thing you know, they kissing. Then next thing you know, they in the hotel.
Yeah.
Right?
It kind of happens.
It happens that way, right? But if it was a thing where they were just having a lacking in the relationship, that can be fixed. Okay? Like I said, if they're remorseful, they're willing to be an open book. They're willing to discuss it. They're willing to go count. It's a bunch of things that go. If it happens, if it happens, check out the cheaters.
Gotta check out the cheaters
video. We have part 1 and part 2 on our channel, and we go into depth a lot, about the subject. But if they are remorseful, then yes, there is an opportunity to recover your relationship, and sometimes strengthen it and make it even better, because a lot of times people were not comfortable or too afraid to have conversations that they wanted to have with the person, right?
True.
And they were lacking, but did not know how to get what they wanted out of the relationship, right? So then they stepped outside. That is right. It's not so but they stepped outside of the relationship, and a lot of times once you discover what the problem was, and you guys go to counseling, and you're talking, and you're doing all those types of things, you guys learn how to communicate better with each other, and you can make the relationship stronger. But like I said, if you have a habitual cheater on your hands, one that cheat when the wind blows,
just move on from that.
Wrap it on up.
Move on from that. And if you happen to have had a child with that person, that you still need to move on.
Wrap it on
you
up.
You need to move on and figure out a way to move on.
Yeah.
Because you're not stuck. You're never stuck.
No.
It may appear that way. It may feel that way, and your finances may say that. Your emotions may say that. Your head may say that. But you're not stuck. There's always a way out.
I left my ex-husband with $20 in my pocket and a 1.5-year-old. Okay. with rent to pay. Right? So it can be done. You just have to use your way. I'm not nowadays did I step out and prostitute in the street or anything like but I'm not judging, not saying there's nothing wrong with it. Folks got to do what they got to do, and I completely understand that.
Absolutely.
Right? But use your resources, because when push come to shove, you will figure out a way to get done what you need to get done.
And the resources will come to you, because the universe is going to put those people in place for you.
Yep.
And it will happen for you.
Absolutely. So let's say it can be done, but the person just have to be willing.
Yes.
And they have to be, like I said, an open book.
Yes.
That is very important. The person has to be willing to be an open book.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to make you feel comfortable.
Yes.
They have to be willing to do that. Would you agree?
I totally agree. And they need to, you need to feel as though from them that they hurt you, and they are devastated by the fact that they hurt you.
Yeah.
And they never want to hurt you like that again.
Correct.
You have to get that feeling from them. That, if you don't get that feeling that they are just devastated by the fact that they hurt you, then there is something there that's gonna go awry again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotta feel like they are truly remorseful and that they will never do it again.
Yeah, they like, get over it. Just get over it already.
If you ever hear get over it,
just get over it. you don't understand the devastation that you have just caused me.
Yes.
Okay? And if they don't understand that and recognize the devastation that they have caused you, then they are a selfish individual.
True.
Okay? And they are only out for oneself, which is probably the reason that they cheated in the first place. Because what they care about is one's self.
Yes. Well, that was an eventful live.
Yes.
I loved it. I loved the interaction.
Yes,
I loved
definitely,
it,
guys. Thank you for talking back and forth to us. I
just love
appreciate it.
I love it, the communication that we have.
Yeah.
I love that people are hearing what we're saying, and and hopefully we're helping somebody in a way that, if something is getting through, and if whatever it was, one thing clicked. If just one thing clicks,
Sure.
that can help them change, move forward, progress in their life or in their current relationship.
Yeah.
I feel good about that.
Me too. I feel great about it.
Yes, and guys, if you heard
Yeah.
anything that you liked, disliked, thought about, whatever it was, drop it in the comments box below. We want to hear from you.
Yes, guys, and we're going to see y'all next week,
Yes.
Thursday, 8 p.m. sharp.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all from coming now.
Yes, all the time. Yes. Don't forget.
Bye.